Hello.
What is it?
So this is this year's Halloween display. So we're still setting it up. 2017.
What year is the first one?
1999.
Holy crap.
No, 1998 when we first moved here.
You've been in the game for
Long time.
for almost your whole life.
Yeah, all of Carlin's life actually. Yeah, so we're still in the kind of preliminary stages. We've got it mostly set up now. But that's our display. We went with, so every year we do a school-based theme. So every year we do a school-based theme, and this year's theme we chose was Haunted Library. So we're going to have, the big thing about this year, of course, is that we have moving things. So that secret passage that's kind of open, you can see the black cloth behind it, that moves back and forth on a little motor. And then we're going to have a ladder that's going to move back and forth on its own. It'll hit 2 switches and that'll change the directions. So that'll be really cool. And then we have a skeleton smoking a pipe in a chair, reading a book, and a librarian, and a bust of Frankenstein. So yeah, it's a pretty, it's coming along. We've still got probably another 2 days. We have to do lighting on it yet and all that stuff too.
It's pretty complicated. It's going to be good work.
Thanks.
Doesn't that just look more like October? Thankfully, it is still warm enough. It's like 60 something, which is pretty good for this time of night. It's 10 or 11 something. I don't know. I think it's 11 something. Let's see. Today I went over to Kennan's house. We painted some stuff on the Halloween display. His family does that every year. I don't know if you guys could hear all of it. He was standing a few feet away from me narrating, but every year they do a display like that, something revolving around school. They're always above and beyond, and his mom is somewhat of an artist. That's kind of an understatement, but she's extremely creative and talented and always puts together something very unique. And really this year is just so above and beyond with the moving parts, motorized doors and ladders. It's really cool to see the engineering that they're putting into it to make this possible. They're using an old, well, it's actually new, window regulator motor, the window motor, to drive the ladder back and forth across the bookcase. So we'll be sure to film it when it's done. I think a couple days we'll probably have the rest of it together and details done. So I did that. Came back here, another Cavs preseason game. They lost because they don't care and they didn't even play the top 10 people on the roster. And then the Cleveland Indians taking on the Yankees in Game 3 of the ALDS, whatever that means, American League Division Series or something like that. And they lost. That was a fun 4-hour game where the score was 0-1. I hate watching baseball because it's like watching paint dry or watching dead grass try to grow. It just doesn't yield anything at the end. You can sit there for 4 hours and, oh, look, he threw a pitch. It was a ball. It was a strike. It was a ball. It was a strike. Oh, they got to base. Nope, 3 outs. They're done. It doesn't move anywhere. 4 hours in gameplay is worth like maybe 10 points combined, and that's a high-scoring game. I can't handle it. I also hate football. I think I hate football. I do hate football more than baseball, and that's American football. Basketball is what I like to watch because it's quick. To me, it requires a lot more skill. I don't know about skill. It requires, your body has to be a true machine. In football, it's just a bunch of 600-pound Americans running around slamming into each other. No offense to anybody who plays. And in baseball, it's just a bunch of 40-year-olds who can run 100 feet in a straight line and maybe have some good hand-eye coordination and a hell of an arm on them. But otherwise, whatever. I can talk about that for a while. Then tonight, I came back here and Bobby took over my Mac on TeamViewer. We logged into the LCM, downloaded the file out of that and made a little adjustment, uploaded it again, seemingly successful. We had to code on the check controls for the rear fog lights. So when a bulb goes out or something like that, it'll come up ding ding, check, you know, whatever. Being in a US spec car that was not optioned from factory with the rear fog lights, those were just turned off because if they weren't, they would always be on, seeing that these had bulbs in them, but the original 2000s probably didn't. So we turned those checks on, uploaded the file back to the module, and then pull the bulb and it comes up and says check rear fogs now. It worked fine without that, but if a bulb goes out or something's wrong, I do want to be notified on a cluster so I can take care of it. So we've got to do that on Kennan's later, and anybody else who retrofits the rear fogs will have to enable the checks for it. If you can't tell, I did not shower and shave this morning. I was a bum. I knew it was going to be a Sunday around the house, so I did not take that opportunity, but I will tonight. I'm not that dirty. Razvan and Sabrina were here for a bit. It was a usual kind of day. supposed to rain all night into the day tomorrow. I think we're going to see Nick tomorrow. He's back visiting from college. He goes to college 6 hours from here, so he's back. So we'll probably see him tomorrow. And that's, oh, the maps come tomorrow, so I'll install those. And that's about all I know. And the other thing, somebody will probably comment, why is the car on a charger? Because the last week I've had the hood open, lights on, key in position 2, diagnosing stuff here and there, and I got the little notification on that app that I got for free, car lock. That said battery discharging, battery low. So that means if it drops below, I think it's 13 volts, that comes on. I started it real quick, it started fine, cranked all that, but I left a little lead in there, so I just plugged it in. We'll get it charged up overnight, and then if, in the event that I do want to drive it or something, it'll be ready to go. So anyways, I'm going to go in and maybe hit some Netflix for a little bit, and then get some bed, and then we'll talk on Monday. Hope you guys had a good weekend. Good night.